So, shall we start? Yes, I think we may start today. So welcome to you all for being today with us to this first track school that is part of the activities that we are carrying out within the Horizon Europe project, Sol2H2O, water. And Pedro Horta is actually the coordinator of this project. And of course, we're very glad to have this meeting and this fast track school here today. Maybe I just summarize very briefly what is going to happen today. So this fast track school will take place today and tomorrow. And for today, you see here on the screen the agenda. So we will be starting soon with the specific presentation, because this is the topic is on the circular solar-driven processes for the production of water and the treatment of water and wastewater. And basically, we will provide a, let's say, short yet effective overview on the state of the art, the current technology, and also a look to the future technologies that could be very likely to be implemented in the future. So we will start with a very brief introduction, just a presentation on the project that provides the framework for this fast track school. This is just the very first fast track school. I'm sure Pedro will provide more information on the following fast track school. And then we will have, let's say, the technical presentation. So we will be starting with an introduction to sustainable desalination strategies, a state of the art on photovoltaics RO, and also a presentation on membrane distillation, followed by technologies for water treatment and integration of technologies for wastewater treatment. We will have also an overview on the state of the art of brine valorization technologies. It will be two presentations. And then we will have the lunch break. Soon after the lunch break, there will be a final presentation by my colleague Andrea Cipollina, which will be more specifically for the recovery of valuable minerals from brines. And then we will have, that is most important, I think, just to have, let's say, a direct view from the lab. We will have a technical tour on the different labs that we have here in this department on brine valorization. So the technical tour, I'm sure, will provide a clear insight on what will be presented before this technical visit, and also will be an occasion for us to say a few words on the current European projects that are we are participating. I mean, as the University of Palermo within this specific topic. So, Pedro, maybe it's the time to leave.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. May I take my presentation? This one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe Andrea, we need to. Yes, of course. Okay.
Do you like in Google the presentation?
I think the PowerPoint is fine, no? As long as they can see it.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, I think,
As long as they can see it.
okay.
Okay, it's right there. It's you recorded, right? Yes. Okay. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Good morning to everyone attending online. Good morning to everyone here in the room. First of all, thank you so much for attending this fast track school. My name is Pedro Horta. I am the coordinator of Sol2H2O project. Sol2H2O is Horizon Europe twinning projects, and the objective of this twinning is to have partners from non-twinning countries. Non-twinning means, in a way, a bit more advanced in terms of research, in terms of research topics, supporting a partner from a widening country in the development of a new research line. And so this is exactly what we are doing with Sol2H2O, where the University of Évora, the coordinator of the project, is being supported by UNIPA, the Institute of Technology of Canarias, and CIEMAT in Spain, in the development of this research line in solar desalination and water treatment. This project has a research component, but it has a very important capacity building. I would go through the project objectives very shortly, very briefly, just to give you a broad view on the project. So the objective here is that within this consortium, which gathers already a lot of competencies and research infrastructure assets, we can develop a reference European facility in these topics of solar-driven water production and treatment technologies. And so the objective of the twinning projects is to raise the research profile of the widening country partner, in this case, the University of Évora, and this entails a number of activities which can benefit not only the widening partner, but the whole consortium. And some of these activities are related with capacity building. So this is the fast track school we are going to develop within the scope of the project, is one of the main activities in this topic of capacity building, and aims at both candidate young researchers, so candidate young researchers are PhD students, basically, and young researchers, trying to provide them support in technological, but also non-technological topics, in steering their careers to a next step. In the case of the University of Évora, so this is a very ancient university in Portugal. The university established in 2010, a research group in solar energy technologies and applications. So I'm leading this research group, and one of the applications we have been looking at with much interest is solar desalination, and more recently, solar water treatment. Me, myself, I've been working with solar desalination since 20 years, but in the group, this activity is rather recent. And our aim is to develop a first infrastructure where we can actually test, experimentally test technologies and system concepts. This is an overview of our infrastructure. Our infrastructure has different assets in different topics. What we can see is maybe the most prominent. It's a demo size CSV plant running exclusively on molten salt, both on the thermal storage and on salt fields. For those of you who are acquainted with CSP, this is the next innovation step towards commercial plants. And so this is maybe the core of the infrastructure, but around we have activities with PV, with storage. We are also starting activities with solar fuels, both stemming from heat at medium temperature. Medium temperature, it's what we have in here. In our case, it's 500 degrees. And high temperature, which is above that, with point focus systems. So our core competencies stem from solar concentrating optics, and we have unfolded this into different activities. And what you can see here is the photocatalysis reactor we have been working with since the last 2 years, which has been based on an optical design stemming from the group. And we have been engaging more and more in water treatment and solar desalination activities. We have then CIEMAT, the Plataforma Solar de Almeria, who has long been in these fields of both solar desalination and solar water treatment. Solar water treatment, and they are of course one of the reference infrastructures in Europe in these fields. A lot of experience, especially on thermal desalination technologies, but also on photocatalysis and water treatment processes. We have also here an overview of CIEMAT's research infrastructure, both on the water production, but also on the water treatment side. We have our colleagues from all these institutions here. So later on, if you have any specific questions towards them, please feel free to approach them. UNIPA, also part of the consortium, is our esteemed partner, bringing in mostly competencies on brine valorization technologies. I mean, all of these partners, they have know-how in all of these topics, but of course, their main skills are divided as I am describing. So UNIPA brings mainly skills on brine valorization, which is definitely an important topic today, because as we want to scale up desalination capacity, we need to understand what to do with the effluent we produce from desalination. And so UNIPA is mainly bringing us these skills and competencies. And then we have ITC, who has long been engaged in solar desalination technologies, especially with PV-RO combinations as a very important infrastructure, which is actually a living lab, shared also with CIEMAT, or participated also by CIEMAT, and so brings us mainly these competencies on PV-RO combinated systems. Very briefly, I'm not going to take much longer with presenting the project. So the project has a website. You have all this information on the website. But very briefly, we have started in December 2022. We have launched website, social media by May last year. We had the first channel assembly in July, and we are now starting these capacity building activities. We are going to end the December, the project in the end of 2025. So we have basically 2 years ahead to develop these cooperation activities. So this is where we are right now. The project, as besides a coordination work package, as a joint research activity, where we are going to develop pilots of a zero liquid discharge system. So where we will hopefully combine a number of different technologies aiming at having a high recovery rate system. We will also broaden the scope of photocatalysis tests to emerging contaminants. It's the other topic we will be approaching. So we will have career building activities as the fast track school, aligned strategy. That means that we want to have the consortium engaged both with the policies in the water sector, but also with the industry and with the industrial partners. And of course, we have activities pertaining the impact of this project in terms of dissemination, communication, and possibly exploitation activities. So there will be conferences, there will be regional, national workshops, and so for sure there will be more activities where you will be able to participate. I believe to have said pretty much everything about the project. I just wanted to show you the scheme of the pilot system we have been working on at design and engineering level, procurement as well. So we have already started buying the components. But what we will have is what we call an artificial sea. It's a reservoir where we'll have still water, and then we will have different technologies taking the different steps of water recovery in the system. And we are aiming at having 80% recovery rate with the overall system. So whether we will achieve it or not, let's keep fingers crossed. Let's see how the system behaves. So, but this will definitely provide us with an infrastructure where we have different technologies working with different operating conditions and doing both water production, but also brine valorization activities. So definitely to us, it's a wonderful, it's a landmark facility for us to begin our activities. And having said that, one other important thing, so we have social media. I believe that's in the attendance sheet you have just signed or you will sign. You have a cross saying whether you want to adhere to our social media accounts. So I would urge you to. You will get informed about the activities along the projects, but also you will have access to all the materials we will be producing, for instance, in the fast tracks. So they will be stored in different publicly available media, YouTube channels, and Odoo, for instance. And so you will have access to all the presentations, all the materials, and even to the recording of these sessions, if you want to take a look at it again at a later stage. Of course, it's important to refer that this is the first of 3 fast-track schools. The topics will always be around solar desalination and water treatment, but we aim at having more and more advanced topics as we go from the first to the last edition of the fast-track school. So the next will take place in Canary Islands, in Porto Esquerdo, at ETC facilities, and the last one will take place 1 year from now, roughly, in the University of Ever at our own facility, hopefully already with the pilots commissioned or under commission. So for all of you, you are invited to attend all of the Fast Track School editions, either in presence or online. We will try to make available these online sessions again. And of course, you are all invited to visit our facilities. So please get in touch with our contacts, with our activities. If you see that there is interest, especially to you, candidate young researchers doing a PhD, or for the young researchers starting a research career, please get in touch with the projects. We will provide information and contacts with all the partners. Okay. Thank you so much. I guess this was already a very important introduction of the projects. Shall we start?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Pedro, for this introduction. And again, so we will be starting today with this first day. Tomorrow we will have a second day. I didn't mention what will happen tomorrow. Tomorrow we will not have actually, let's say, presentation, but you have already registered and you have already chosen some specific, let's say, working group. So all of the audience, I mean, the site attendance will be split into 4 groups. So we will be meeting